Hey guys, it's Tim and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it is the 1st of March 2025, and tonight was the WWE Elimination Chamber Premium Live event, and boy, was this a newsworthy show. We got 2 WrestleMania matches confirmed, 2 other WrestleMania matches all but confirmed and basically set up. We got 2 big returns, and we got a big old, I guess you could say, heel turn at the end of the show as well. Now, a couple of things. We put out a video the other day saying, oh, spoiler alert, report, rumor, Drew McIntyre's winning the chamber. Well, Drew McIntyre didn't win the chamber, which means that's our final straw. I don't think I'm going to ever cover a Dr. Featherstone report again. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. Dr. Chris Featherstone was the one that put out the news that, oh, plans are Drew McIntyre's winning the chamber. And they put that behind their paywall, charging people $4.99 to read it. I just waited about 2 hours for it to come out on Twitter, which eventually did. Anyway, so I'm just going to say right now, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to aggregate another Chris Featherstone report, because this guy is the same guy that said, oh, 3-hour Raws. I've been told Blair Davenport's going to get a push with the extra hour. Well, Blair Davenport didn't get a push, unless you want to call her getting released, getting pushed out of the company. So, yeah, and then all these people online going, oh, I knew that was going to happen. I saw that coming. Big E even threw shade at you motherfuckers. Big E's like, I got these people messaging me and DMing me and telling me I saw it coming. He's like, no, you didn't. None of us here on this panel saw it coming, and none of you saw it coming. So it's like, I will say this. When they did all the stuff of Rock telling Cody, I want your soul, give me your soul and align with me, I was like, okay, I see Cody saying no, and then the winner of the chamber aligning with Rock. So it's like, I can see that. No one expected it to be the way it was, as brutal of a beatdown. Travis Scott being out there, them now creating a new NWO per se, but the way it went down, I don't think anybody saw. But you could say, oh yeah, the chamber winner, which is probably going to be Cena, which a lot of people predicted. Also, I'm just going to say also, Mr. Featherstone, you fucked up with, you pissed off betting odds, peoples. Because so yesterday, betonline.ag pulled the betting for the men's chamber because so many people after the Dr. Chris Featherstone report, or spoiler, or whatever you want to fucking call it now, were betting on McIntyre because McIntyre was not a favorite yet. He was still an underdog. So a bunch of people were betting on McIntyre, putting big money on McIntyre to the point where BetOnline.ag is like, we have to pull the whole match. We can't accept any more bets on that match. Eventually, they did the same thing for the women's match today. But yeah, I already had a couple people message me going, hey, you said Drew was winning the match, so I bet actual money on it and he lost. I'm like, hey, not on me. Look at the report. It says report. The video says report. And in the video, I say multiple times, take it how you want, grain of salt. This is coming from Dr. Chris Featherstone and the Sports Kita Backstage Pass Patreon. So, all you people that have been coming at me since this show ended, wasn't me. Yes, we aggregate news. Yes, maybe we need to do a little better when looking at who we're aggregating from. Chris Featherstone had gotten a good amount of big things right at the end of last year and going into this year. So I'm like, oh, trust this guy. Now he's gotten 2, 3, 4 things wrong in the last 2.5 months. Done with him. I don't think anybody is going to be over there listening to Dr. Chris Featherstone anywhere. Also, Johnny Burns keeps asking live calls. I was thinking about it, but by the time that I was going to go settle that up, the way that I do it is not working right, and I didn't have enough time to fix it. So we will not have calls on this show. Sorry, I do apologize for that one. So, B. Lewis says, you a Mark, bro? Yeah, I'm Mark for all of this because I just love it. I love it. But with all of that, here's the funny thing. WWE turned John Cena heel tonight. And at the same time, AEW is running Collision. And what did they set up? The Cookie Man in a 6-man tag against MXM Collection and John Morrison, or Johnny TV. Literally, Johnny TV's over here. Oh, I heard you been talking crap about my boys' MXM collection. I'm going to challenge you to a 6-man tag. And freaking Double Chunk Chocolate Cookies over here just holding the cookie that he just bit like this. Just holding like this. Holding the cookie, looking at Johnny TV while he's holding the cookie center of frame. Like, really? And then eventually Johnny knocks a cookie out of his hand. But, yeah. AEW tried to counter the Elimination Chamber with Double Chunk Chocolate Cookie. That and a TNT title match that I haven't seen the outcome of yet. All I saw was the Double Chunk Chocolate Cookie thing because everyone's like, oh, they finally set up the big AJ match. Big boom. So that was going around on Twitter. Nothing else from Collision was going around on Twitter that I saw. So, yeah. Elite, no child shaming here, bro. That'll get you fucking banned. I'm gonna just say that right now. That'll get you timed out and banned from my chat. No child shaming. You don't know what kind of things that kid's going through. Maybe he's got some sort of I don't want to say disease, but some sort of like maybe a thyroid issue or something where even no matter how hard he tries to lose weight, he can't lose weight. So yeah, none of that. None of that. Again, Elite, one more comment like that and you're gone for the rest of the night. Just saying. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Switcher. Twitch. No, Stitcher. I can't even speak right now. All of a sudden, my mind just turned off. Whew, that was weird. All around the globe, like. Anyways, I don't know what just happened. My brain just kind of just stopped for a second. That's weird. That's weird. I just had a malfunction there for a second. Anyways. If you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below, or you could be like Esports Gaming Rules and put a Twitch bit in the live chat. Read your question here in a second, bro. With that, also remember you can support the channel by subscribing one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you remember that you get a lot of cool things, but you also get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I greatly appreciate it if you do right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, it helps out over on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know we go live, and that way you know when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one. No, that's Twitch. I'm still all messed up. Remember, you can subscribe to the channel as a channel member by hitting the join button. By hitting the join button, you get emotes and emojis you can use in the live chat and the comments. You get graphics tutorials that no one else is going to give you. Ain't no one else teaching you how to use Photoshop and After Effects in the wrestling space. Nope, that's just this guy. That's just this guy. Because I'm the only one actually giving a fuck. All these other people go, I'm going to go on the AEW website and take their image. Or I'm going to go on WWE.com and take their image. Nope. Creating it all from scratch. So that way, even if I make it look similar to what AEW or WWE has, I create it from scratch myself. So that way I can animate it. Head of the game. Anyways, give you all that. We teach you how to do that. We give you our files and everything. As long as you support us. Patreon, YouTube. We do Q&As. We do watch-alongs. We have a lot of fun. I got an interesting idea for a watch-along also. I'll just give you guys right now. I think I'm going to do one with my son and have him watch the first ever wrestling show I watched start to finish. I got to go back and find the date, but it was, I want to say, a 1999 Raw when the Hardys won their first tag titles. I think it would be cool to do a watch-along of that show with him. Anyways, also remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use our code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Maybe you're getting in on that new season of Fortnite that just dropped about a week ago. Lawless, deal with it. Use this code right here when getting your V-Bucks, PWU, and LIMITED for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. Also, remember, we are brought to you by WWE Shop. Use our code in the description. And that way you support us when buying all the cool new things they've been putting out. They got a bunch of new Jacob Fatu shirts. They got a new Jade Cargill shirt. They got a new Randy Orton shirt that just came out today. So use our code in the description below. I'll put it in the live chat as well right now. Support us here at Pro Wrestling Unlimited. I'm going to put it in the live chat as well. Check out all the new merch at WWE Shop and use our code to support PWU. Use our link, not code. Use our link. Use our affiliate link when going to WWE Shop. And that way, you support us. You get some cool new merch in the process. WWE Shop, like I stated, and we can show you guys right now really fast. I'll pop them up on the screen. Got some cool new things. Let's go to... Be easiest if I do it this way. Hold on. WWE's got some cool new merch items out. They dropped 2 new ones tonight. One for Randy Orton, one for Jade Cargill. Jade got the old what's it called? Oh, how would you call it? Like 90s inspired looking shirt. We got a new Stephanie Vicure, new Hardy Boys shirt, Tiffy Trishy time, new Alexa Bliss shirt. Show you some of these right here real fast. As we look here, this is the new Jade Cargill shirt that WWE just put out today for her return tonight at the Elimination Chamber, which I thought was badass. I loved the way they did that. We've also got some Stephanie Vicure stuff. We got this new Vicure shirt. Also got this new Vicure shirt as well with the horns on it. A new Hardy Boys T-shirt. They dropped this and sold a bunch of them apparently on Tuesday at the NXT taping. Got the Tiffy Trishy time. Some new Alexa Bliss stuff. Want the updated Lily doll. Want the new Twisted Bliss or Plain Pain shirt. Also got a new Randy Orton shirt, RKO, with the snake on it. This looks so badass. And we got some new Jacob Fatu shirts. Post to post, coast to coast. I'm going to beat your ass. Right there again. Post to post, coast to coast. I'm going to beat your ass. Those are badass shirts. And then all gas, no brakes. Those are some great shirts for Jacob Fatu. But with all of that, I see your guys' comments and questions and whatnot. So first off, from Esports Gaming Rules over on Twitch, he does support with Twitch Bits and states, what a game-changing night in WWE history. Jade attacks Naomi, but now, who's the face and who's the heel in that story? That's easy. It's Jade as the face. You're not going to... I don't want to say this in a rude way. You're not going to attack somebody and put them on the shelf and be the babyface. No, Naomi's now the heel. Jade's the babyface. And I'm going to get into more of what I've been seeing people asking online about that storyline as well, and what I think. I don't know anything, but what I think they could say for that storyline. He also does state, Randy Orton is back for revenge on KO, and John Cena turns heel in Triple H's WWE, and not in Vince McMahon's WWE, but it is compared to Hulk Hogan heel turn that formed the NWO. Yes, Randy Orton being back, awesome, great. Give me Randy Orton forever, one of my favorite of all time. John Cena turning heel now, as far as like in Triple H's WWE and not Vince's. Here's a story I was told once back in the day. John Cena wanted to turn heel. I want to say it was before one of the Rock Mania matches. I can't remember which one. I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one. And John Cena went out, had a new theme song made, and had new gear made, all on his dime. Presented them to WWE and Vince was like, nope, you sell too much merch at Kmart. We ain't gonna risk that Kmart money. Kmart. Because he's selling so much merch at Kmart that Vince was not going to risk that partnership and all the merch money coming in from Kmart. So, I get it. Plus, this is Cena's last year. And with it being the last year and doing like, if they keep doing this, the special shirts and merch for every city, they're going to sell no matter what. Fans now in 2025 are more receptive to a heel anyways. They're more likely to buy merch of a heel anyways. I know Jericho's got that same mindset where, oh, well, if you're a heel, you're not going to sell as much merch. So that's why, I mean, you know, when Jericho was the heel wearing the suit, He told the company, don't make me merch, because he's a heel and he doesn't want to be trying to get in good with the fans selling them cool T-shirts. So that's the whole thing. But yeah, as far as Triple H now, I think he just knows that you give him a cool shirt, they're just going to buy it, regardless of what it is. You give him a cool enough shirt, like Jacob Fott 2, 100% a heel. We just looked at 3 new Jacob Fott 2 shirts. I'd buy any of them because they're cool. Because if you give them something that looks cool, granted, these new John Cena shirts with the goddamn door on the back, I don't get that, but whatever. They're going to sell. They're going to sell regardless. But looking here, thank you, Bushi, for the super sticker. Really do appreciate that. And let's get into the show. Kicked it off with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Now, for the entire pre-show, I was watching it on and off while also watching the NASCAR Xfinity race. Oh, freaking Connor Zilic out here. Rocket. Got a rocket. Driving for Junior Motorsports. Anyways, they had the chamber down the whole time. Then they lifted it up so they could do the national anthems. Plural national anthems. Start with the American national anthem. Star Spangled Banner. Crowd in Toronto, boos it. Boos it big. Then they do the Canadian national anthem. They sing along. Cool, you don't like America right now. Whatever. I saw a lot of people going, why are they doing both? Why do we have to do both national anthems? Why are they even doing the U.S. national anthem? Well, it's for a couple different reasons. A, because it's a U.S.-based company, so they are going to, if they're going to do one national anthem, they're going to do one for their country. And 2, it's because they're so close to the border. Let me give you an example from NASCAR. Whenever NASCAR, and let me get the exact city. Whenever NASCAR runs, that's what I thought it was. Whenever NASCAR runs Michigan International Speedway, which is technically in Brooklyn, Michigan, and is very, very close to the Canadian border. Well, pretty close to the Canadian border. I don't know if it's to say very, but pretty close. No, it is. It's very close to the Canadian border now that I look at it. Very close to the Canadian border. They always do both. NASCAR always does the American and the Canadian national anthem. Why? And I said because they're close to the border, because there are so many Canadian fans that go to that race. There's so many Canadian fans that go to the Michigan International Speedway races every year for NASCAR that they're paying respect to those fans and saying, hey, yes, you're in America, but we're going to do your national anthem as well because we appreciate you guys. So I assume, and I would bet, when NASCAR does their race in Mexico City later this year, actually in like 2 months, 3 months, I want to say, they will do both the American and the Mexican national anthem. Most likely, I would assume. So that's why they did both national anthems. Because A, they're a U.S.-based company, so they're not going to do the Canadian one and not do the American one. And B, because they're so close to the border. And they're saying thank you to all those people that jumped the border, not jumped the border, but came across the border to watch the show. Pretty simple. With all of that, Pat McAfee then went off on commentary. So they're talking about, the match, the show's about to get going. Women's Chamber coming up. And Pat, I didn't write it down verbatim. I probably should have. But Pat's basically, he's like, we're in this damn country of Canada. They're over here booing our national anthem. And he was pissed. So I clipped it, posted it. Tell you right now, one of the most, engaged with posts we've had in a very long time. Granted, it's because nothing we did, but over 500,000 views and over 7,000 likes, over 800 retweets, over 500 comments. And trust me, I was getting all the notifications from the comment people arguing in these comments. Oh, it's because they don't like your president. Oh, for Canada. Oh, this and then. And then Logan Paul comes out later with the American flag, right? Michael Cole goes, told you I liked Logan. And Pat goes, me too. I'm like, oh my God, they're playing it up now. They're playing like people not happy with McAfee. Now I'll read you some of these comments. Hold on. Let me read you some of these comments on this McAfee tweet. Gotta get them all pulled up now. This is a good comment. He goes, man, that guy was fuming. Or Canadians are not happy with the annexation threats. This person says, wow, disrespect other countries. Tell them you want to take over Canada. You'll get booed. It's common sense. Some of the other comments here. He's playing a character. Whether he believes it or not, it's a bit. Oh, no, I think that's Pat being Pat. I don't think that's a bit one bit. That's Pat being Pat. So here's an interesting one. Someone's got a picture of Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik, and Volkov's doing the Russian national anthem. And it goes, okay to boo this, though? Well, A, it's not even A or B. It's just it's a completely different time in the landscape of everything. When we were goddamn feuding and warring with them. Yeah, they're going to boo the Russian national anthem back in the 80s. Like, it's not even comparable. Not even comparable. This person is like, stand with Pat. Take that L, Pat. And then a lot of comments of why are they even doing this? Why are they even doing the Canadian national anthem? Why are they doing both national anthems? This, that, so forth. This person says, why is the 51st state booing their own anthem? Damn. So, yeah. That got a lot of attention tonight. Pat going off about the boos. And then later, during the women's chamber, he still goes on and says something about like, yeah, but they don't boo our anthem. So, anyways, as far as the women's chamber does go, everyone comes down, gets in their pods, this and that, and then the first two to start, Liv Morgan and Naomi. And Liv Morgan and Naomi being the starters was so perfect. All of this played out just tremendous. The match is about to start. The ref goes like this to tell him ring the bell, and Jade's music hits. And I'm like, oh boy, oh, here we go. And the whole time, Michael Cole's on commentary going, Liv Morgan better watch out. Liv Morgan better watch out. Jade's coming for Liv. Jade's coming for Liv. And Liv's just looking down the ramp going, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. And everyone's like, if Liv didn't do it, why is Liv all upset? Because Liv doesn't know. Because Liv didn't do it, she doesn't know how the moment went down. So she doesn't know if, Jade was attacked from behind, the person was covered up, she even saw the person. So she doesn't know if Jade even knows who the person is, and if maybe Bianca and Naomi got it in her head that it's Liv, because they keep saying it's Liv, it's Liv, it's Liv. So that's why Liv was scared. Because Liv didn't know if Jade knew that it wasn't her. But then Jade coming in, looking right at Liv, and then going, ooh, to Naomi. Great. Then you got Bianca, who doesn't know what's going on, because she doesn't know. And she said it on the post show, too. She didn't know, and still doesn't even kind of know, if Naomi was the one that attacked Jade. So that's why she was going crazy in the pod, smacking on the pod saying, Jade, stop, what are you doing? Why, don't do it. Because she didn't know. She didn't know. Her thought process was, and this is just me assuming, are you attacking Naomi because you think it was Naomi? Or because you know it was Naomi? If you just think, then you could think wrong, and this and that and so forth. But so, Jade's in there beating Naomi's ass. Actually, she throws her down on the steel or the metal or whatever you want to call it. Takes the big door from the chamber, and slams it on Naomi's head and neck. Naomi has to get a neck brace put on. They stretch her out. She's gone. And we're back. Okay. I don't know what happened there, but my audio mixer shut off for a second. I had to restart it. Anyway, so where was I at? So see a lot of people online going, well, if Jade knew who her attacker was, why didn't she tell Bianca? And so Bianca would have known all along. Well, my theory is she didn't tell Bianca. That way, Bianca didn't go and take care of Naomi herself, and she was the one that got the first crack at Naomi. That's my assumption. That's why she didn't tell anybody. So that way, she was the one to get the first crack at Naomi and not have someone like a Bianca go fight Naomi for her, go take out Naomi for her. That's what I'm saying. As far as this match does go, and remember, guys, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat or Twitch bits in the live chat. So basically, Naomi is out. She technically, this match has never ended. If you want to get that technical, just like what is it, 2011 Rumble when Curtis Axel was never technically eliminated. Anyways, Naomi was never officially eliminated because she was never pinned. They just stretched her out. But this attack and beatdown from Jade was perfect to the point where Jade comes down, baits her ass, slams her head, and then just steps over her and walks out and leaves. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Jade's a badass. This was great. Love it. Love it. Love it. So, are we to assume Jade, Naomi, WrestleMania? One of 3 matches we can assume. Technically, we got 5 new Mania matches tonight. 2 that we know, 3 that are possible. And this is one of the 3 that are possible. So, as far as this match does go, I guess technically they said the match had started because as they're getting Naomi on the stretcher, they start doing the countdown of 10 seconds or 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 10, 9, 8, 7. Next out, Bianca Belair. So Liv's in the ring like, what the hell just happened? Bianca jumps out of her pod, goes straight over to the door, and she's like, Naomi, what happened? Are you okay? And then Liv's like, no, we're going to fight. We're going to fight. Let's get this match going. So, match kind of gets to a slow little pace here. Bianca and Liv are going at it for the next, was it 90 seconds to 2 minutes or something like that? And then out next is Roxanne Perez. And they actually give us a lot of backstory on Roxanne Perez, which I didn't know about this. They said when she was, 14, 15 years old, she'd go to school. This one too. Oh, no, this mic's working again. Okay. But I have a backup mic just in case. I don't know what the hell's going on. I really don't know. It keeps like just cutting out on me and not wanting to work. But it's worked all day. Worked all day. Anyways, where were we? Roxanne Perez. We'll talk about Roxanne Perez and how, they talked about how her training, this, that, and so forth. And again, I do want to apologize for the mic stuff. Very unprofessional, but sometimes it happens and you just don't even know. So, Roxanne comes in and not much really happens for the next minute or two. And then Bayley comes in. No, Bayley, don't be fucking stupid. Needs batteries. Doesn't run off of batteries, you dumb, stupid son of a bitch. Anyways, Elite knows I'm playing. But no, it doesn't run off of batteries. It's plugged right into the damn computer. Where was I? So Bayley comes in. Everyone's kind of fighting. Her and Roxanne go at it. Bianca and Liv are still going at it. And they keep going. Perez powerbombs Bayley onto the hard surface, and it's a frog splash for a 2. Morgan caught Perez with the code breaker. Alexa Bliss then enters last. We're about 14 minutes into this match, and she went straight after Morgan. Got a good reaction for coming out, and she ran wild on Morgan, Perez, and Bayley. Everyone then gets involved, and Bayley gave Belair and Bliss a low crossbody onto the hard surface. Morgan then shoved Bayley into a pod, and Bayley gave her a rose plant. Perez then caught Bayley in a crossface, and she managed to escape. Bayley tossed Perez out of the ring, and Morgan suddenly nailed Bayley with an oblivion for the elimination. So, yeah, Bayley is eliminated by Liv Morgan. And am I loud? Am I extra loud? No, it should be fine. I feel like I'm a little extra loud now. Belair and Morgan then battled on top of a pod until Belair whipped her, oh my God, so hard with the braid. Like this whip of the braid, I don't even know if I can replicate the sound. It was like no, that's not even close. Maybe. But like Rosenberg even said this during the post show. I've never heard a freaking whip like that ever. Anyways, Morgan then wound up with a pretty gnarly bruise on her midsection from the braid shot. Belair hit Perez, Bliss, and Morgan with a flying crossbody off the pod. They traded moves until Bliss eliminated Perez with a twisted Bliss. So I thought, and it kind of was, but it wasn't. I thought that either Bayley or Roxanne would eliminate one or the other or cause the other's elimination. And it really didn't. Because like I said, Bayley tossed Perez out of the ring. And then Morgan suddenly nails her with an oblivion and eliminates her. So they almost didn't set up anything for either Stand and Deliver or Mania for Bayley and Roxanne, which is very weird. Because they took my idea and actually did it with Punk and Rollins. Yes, Elite. John Elite says they did it. Sounded like a gunshot went off. Yes. So where was I? Morgan gave Belair 3 amigos and went for a 619, but Bliss cut her off. They traded counters until Belair caught Morgan in the cradle for a 2. Bliss hit Belair with her version of a Sister Abigail, but Morgan cradled Bliss for an elimination. Morgan and Belair then were the final 2. Belair was still down from the Sister Abigail, so Morgan made the cover, but out. Morgan used Belair's braid as a slingshot, bouncing back and forth inside of the cage. Great looking spot. Belair then fought back and pounced Morgan for a 2. Belair then swung Morgan repeatedly into the pod and a power bomb over the ropes back into the ring. Belair then tried to go for a 450, but Morgan did get the knees up. Morgan then hit a code breaker and tried to go for the oblivion, but Belair countered it, caught her, hit her with a KOD, and pinned her to win the match. With that, Bianca Belair now moves on to WrestleMania to challenge for the Women's World Championship, but we don't know who her opponent's going to be. Is it Rhea or is it Io? Now, here's the thing. I don't know what Rosenberg does or doesn't know, but he kept saying during the little interview of Bianca on the post show, he kept saying something along the lines of like, got to deal with Io, coming up dealing with Io beating Rhea? Or is there going to be some sort of a false finish on Monday and it ends up being a triple threat? Bianca and Io challenging Rhea? I don't know. So we'll see how that all does go down. It is weird that they're doing the Rhea EO match to make us go, who could it be? Who could it be? I would love to see it as a triple threat because I think that'd be something cool, different, and unexpected for the most part. So Bianca wins. She goes to celebrate up on the stage. And all of a sudden, from behind, out comes Rhea. Her and Rhea embrace. They stare. And then here comes Io going, don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. And she gets between them. So I think that shot right there is not because who is going to face Bianca at WrestleMania, but both could be facing her at WrestleMania. Bianca does not have Jade to deal with because as we learned on the post show, Bianca, nothing to do with Jade and Naomi. Has nothing to do with Jade being attacked and Jade getting hurt. That's all Naomi. Bianca had no clue about anything. And Bianca even said, I won the match. I was excited, but I was still conflicted. Bianca said, at one point when my pod door opened, all I was thinking about was leaving the chamber, checking on Naomi and going to find Jade. And Rosenberg goes, you would have just left and not finished the match? She goes, that's how conflicted and concerned I was. And then she ultimately ended up winning. So basically, she's just like, hey, I had nothing to do with any of it. Like, I want answers just like you guys, and then I can move on to WrestleMania. So, for like the third time back, if he brings up the American National Anthem thing, he even said the Canadians better stop doing this or else. And I'm like, Pat, come on, bruh. Heel Bianca coming soon. No, she's not, because she's got nothing to do with this. It's heel Naomi coming soon, bud. As much as you want to try and push that narrative, it ain't happening. Bianca's going to be the babyface challenging for the Women's World Championship. You really think Bianca won the chamber to end up doing something with Jade at WrestleMania? You think Bianca won the chamber to not end up getting the title shot, doing the title shot? Like, that's got to be one of the dumbest things I've heard. Next up, we had Trish and Tiffany versus Naomi and Candice. And oh boy, this wasn't all that great. This was your 12-minute potty break. Go warm up a steak, throw some chicken nuggies in the microwave or the air fryer, pop that DiGiorno in the oven, because this was not good. This bored me, and this was just there because they're in Canada. Nicole stressed, oh, Trish Stratus's kids are here to watch her live. This is for the first time ever. And he's like, you see the gear that Trish and Tiffany are wearing? That's the colors of the sports teams. White and blue. No, he didn't say Raptors. The Blue Jays and the Maple Leafs. The Blue Jays play in this building. I'm like, okay, whatever. Stratus hit Jax with some weak-looking strikes early on. And I said this, was it yesterday after SmackDown? Trish throwing some just weak-ass punches on Nia. And she did it again tonight. Just the Shane-looking punches. At least, and I can't even say that, though, because at least when Shane would throw those bad-looking punches, he was connecting and potatoing people. These were like, say this is Nia's head. Trish was like this. You just see him not coming close. So, where was I? Jax walked the Bulldog and hit a back suplex for a 2. Started to get a Canada chant because some of the fans were chanting Canada, Canada. So Jax grabbed Stratus by the hair and started going USA, USA. I lost it. I thought that was funny. Stratton made the hot tag and hit LeRae with an Alabama slam and Jax with the spine buster. Stratton dropkicked LeRae and got a 2 off of it. Stratton then tried the PME, but LeRae tripped her up on the top. Jax followed this up with a leg drop and got a 2. Stratton then gave Jax a back suplex and tagged Trish back in. Stratus then hit Jax with the Bulldog off the top rope. Trish, hopefully you didn't bruise your tailbone here. So they're on the top rope. Trish is standing up. She's trying to get Nia stand up there. She tries to do the Bulldog off, and she lands boom. Like, boom. And I'm like, ooh, that hurt my tailbone watching. and it just looked all kinds of wonky and not good. Ray then tried to, there's another spot that didn't look good. So Trish goes for the cover. 1, 2, Candice is supposed to do the lion salt to break it up, and she's a little bit late. So, and they played it off well. Trish moves out of the way. She gives the lion salt to Nia, which it all made sense in a way. But Trish is like, she's going to break this cover up anyways. I'm going to move, and she's going to hit her own partner. Okay, cool, whatever. Stratton then tags in, hits Jax with the PME, prettiest moonsault ever, and pins her to pick up the victory. So, Trish didn't even get the pin in Toronto. But, yeah. Very interesting. And I want to say no Charlotte. I thought maybe we would see Charlotte watching backstage or come down. Just be like, hey, you had fun there, but don't forget about me. Excuse me. I had to burp right into the mic. Then they showed Travis Scott backstage. And I'm just like, ooh, okay, cool. Didn't think he was going to play into the goddamn main event angle. Holy crap. Where was I? They talked about the WrestleMania store, or not the WrestleMania store, Elimination Chamber store. He's like, Pat. Cole goes, Pat, did you go to the store while you were here in Toronto? It's at Gate 5. And I'm like, okay. I have no clue what any of that means. Like, you're really promoting this store in Toronto till tomorrow to the audience on TV? Now? How many people watching this really going to go to that? 5? Most people watching this are in other countries, other cities. Just saying. We got a video package. All basically like, hey, here's everything The Rock does. This is why The Rock is important to WWE. And then tell us the live attendance, 38,493. We then get a video package telling us, you know, what's been going on with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Then we get that match. The unsanctioned match, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And as great as this match was, I was expecting more. I really was expecting more. So because it was unsanctioned, the lights were dimmed the entire time too. To tell us, hey, this match, no rules, no expectations. They're just going to go. Michael Cole then goes, you know, these two have been fighting for a long time. There was a war back in the day between a guy named El Generico and Kevin Steen. I'm like, what the shit are you? No way. Like, that was cool. So they trade shots early on, but Owens drops Zayn gut first over the top rope and hits a senton. Zayn drove Owens into the metal post. We had just a regular post, not the video boards on the post, the video post, because of the chamber. Whenever they have a cage that's got to drop down, whether it's a chamber or a regular cage, I'm not sure about the cell. I'd have to go back and look. But whenever something's got to get wrapped around the, what's it called? Post, they don't do the video post, just the regular post. So when you hit it, it doesn't make that thud sound, which actually sounds better than when you just hit the regular post and there's really not much of a sound. Anyways, at this point, fans are already chanting for tables. Zayn grabs a chair instead. Owens used the chair on Zayn, but Zayn ducked a shot, and the chair bounced off the ropes and hit Owens in the face. You always love these spots. Zayn then took his turn, hitting Owens with the chair. Zayn then grabbed an all-black hockey stick from under the ring. Zayn grabbed a table, and Owens posted him. Owens used the stick to crossface Zayn and simultaneously bit his forehead. Owens then grabbed a new table and stacked it on top of the other table, but Zayn attacked with the stick. He fought into the crowd, and Zayn hit Owens with the trash can. Where Pat goes, oh my God, Cole, Sami Zayn just hit Kevin Owens with Dominic Mysterio. And Cole goes, that was a trash can, Pat. He goes, that's what I mean. Basically, he's calling Dom trash. Zayn then gave Owens a blue thunder bomb. Variation, I guess you would say, on a table. Zayn then saw another table and slammed him through that one as well. Second table had a bunch of drinks and snacks on it and stuff. I guess it was for like production. Zayn then chased Owens down towards ringside with a trash can lid, but Owens hit him with a ring bell. Owens also used the lid and a monitor as a weapon. They then battled on the top rope. when Owens slipped underneath Zayn and shoved him out of the ring and stacked him through the 2 tables. Great looking spot, nuts crazy, crowd went wild for it. Then the battle on the top rope when Owens slipped underneath Zayn, or the same line, the same paragraph twice. Owens then gave Zayn a fisherman's buster onto an open steel chair in the ring, got an ear fall off of it. Zayn then slipped out of a pop-up powerbomb and hit a consecutive half-and-half suplex, a couple of them. The second one had Owens landing on top of an upright chair, and the chair buckled under Owens' weight. Looked cool and brutal. Zayn then went for a haluva kick, but Owens moved, and Zayn nailed the referee by mistake. Owens then followed this up with a stunner, and a new referee ran out, but Zayn kicked out. Owens was pissed, so he clotheslined the ref. And they're like, he just took out the ref. I think Pat said that. And Cole goes, well, it is unsanctioned. No rules. There's nothing against it. We can't do anything about it. Owens then went to the top, but Zayn chucked a chair in his face. Zayn then went up, but Owens nailed an avalanche fisherman's buster through a table. Zayn barely rolled his shoulder up to get the 2. A few more referees ran down to try and talk them out of this match, and they're like, hey, stop. We don't need any more of this. Owens got in Zayn's face and screamed, it's all your fault. Zayn then nailed a haluva kick for a 2. Zayn grabbed a chair, wrapped in barbed wire from under the ring, and the crowd audible gasp. They were just like, oh. They didn't believe what they saw. They hesitated to use it, and then, hit Kevin in the back twice with it. Owens then fought back till Zayn gave him a drop toe hold face first on the barbed wire chair that Owens sold great, like his eye went straight into the barbed wire. Sammy then stacked the barbed wire chair on top of 2 other chairs, making like a little chair bridge table thing, and gave Kevin a blue thunder bomb through it. Crowd got to their feet, jumped up, and was chanting, this is awesome at this point. They were loving it. Zayn went for a haluva kick, but Owens countered with the pop-up powerbomb. Zayn heavily sold his injured neck, though. Owens then wrapped the chair around Sammy's head and neck and drove him into the ring post. Twice. Michael Cole was screaming, is it really worth it, Kevin? Is this all really worth it? Owens then powerbombed Zayn on the edge of the ring, and Cole yelled, you sick bastard! More officials ran down and tried to stop Kevin Owens, even though they really legally couldn't. Sammy tried to fight back, and Owens tried to give him another powerbomb on the apron, but didn't really get it. And that's when Pat was like, he didn't get all of that one. Looked like Sammy's trying to fight out of it. Owens then said, Sammy don't want to go up? I'll get him up. And he grabs him again, hooks him up. Like he just grabs him and just throws him up onto his freaking shoulders, whatever, and then power bombs him down. Looked great. Zayn tried to fight back, but Owens gave him another power bomb on the apron. Owens rolled him into the ring, covered him, and pinned him. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens defeats Sami Zayn. So after the match, they're just like, we got to get this stopped. So all these officials come down. Gregory Helms or Shane Helms. We got Ken Doane is out there, and Jason Jordan and Jamie Noble are all like, hey, Kevin, it's over. Cool. Go to the back. Kevin, go to the back. And they're like walking Kevin up the aisle, and he tries to wiggle through and fight out of it. And he goes to run down there, and they kind of stop him again. And then all of a sudden we hear, I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand. They talk to me. And Jordan's music hits. I go crazy because 15, 16-year-old in me still loves him some Randy Orton, because that was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up, if not ever. So I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, we're back. Oh, we're back, baby. Randy. Randy comes down, slowly, methodically, makes his way down to the ring, and then jumps in there and goes after Kevin. Second teased WrestleMania match here. Remember I said there was 3. Second, Randy and Kevin. So, actually, no, there's like 4 or 5. Now, there's more. There's more, but we'll get to it. Now that I keep thinking. So, Owens was ready for a fight. He couldn't believe it, though, and they brawled until Orton hit an RKO. Orton grabbed a chair to get some redemption, and he was like, hit him. It was like Kevin was laying face first down on the ground, like, you know, like a concerto thing, but with only one chair. And Randy goes, you know what? And he puts the chair down, and he goes and he fixes his leg up a little bit. He grabs the knee pad, make sure it's pulled up high enough. And he goes to get into the other corner. He's getting ready to run him. He's going to punt this fucker in the head, and then all the referees and officials jump in before him. But this was actually perfect. Actually perfect. Because people are like, oh, they didn't let him do the punt. No, you don't want him to do the punt yet. You want the tease and the build up to the punt at WrestleMania. That's the big WrestleMania spot where Randy beats Kevin. You do the punt now, him doing it at Mania is not as impactful. You tease the punt now, and then you have all these people don't let him do it. They stop him. And when he does it at WrestleMania, it means more, and it's more brutal and more impactful. So I loved that they ran in and stopped him from doing the punt and didn't, let it go down. So, going to be great. I believe this is going to be the match. A lot of people, we all thought it was probably going to be Kevin and Sammy, but they did that tonight so they can get to Kevin and Randy. So Owens escapes here, though. Orton then handed out RKOs to 4 security guards and then posed at the end of everything. Great to see Randy back. See what he has to say Friday on SmackDown. This was great. They then talked more about Stephanie McMahon's new ESPN show, Stephanie's Places, and gave us our first look at her having an episode and an interview with Pat McAfee. So when she was on Pat's show a couple of weeks ago, was it Rumble weekend? They actually filmed. The reason they didn't have anything to show and tell us, hey, Pat's going to be on the show then in the little sizzle reel, because they hadn't filmed that episode yet. They filmed it that day. Pat is going to be on Stephanie's Places when that show does drop sometime in March. They still haven't told us the date. They just said coming in March. Coming in March. So then we're talking about the men's chamber. Michael Cole mentions that Chris Jericho actually held the record for most eliminations in the chamber and stated that he was the person that invented the match. Was he? I thought that was in storyline Eric Bischoff, and Jericho invented Money in the Bank. Just saying. That's where I was confused. Because I'm like, no. Back in 2002, the match was set up and created by Raw General Manager Eric Bischoff. But hey, whatever. Whatever. I think Michael Cole was just a little confused there. Logan Paul enters with the American flag, and that's when Cole says, I told y'all I liked Logan Paul. And Pat goes, me too. So everyone comes out, and the first 2 to start this match off, McIntyre and Rollins. They immediately try to go for their finishers early. McIntyre tossed Rollins onto the hard surface, into the chains. Rollins then fought back and repeatedly drove McIntyre into Punk's pod as Punk cheered it on. McIntyre removed a turnbuckle pad and gave Rollins a slingshot into the metal piece. Punk was cheering this on as well. Unlike the women's match, but a full 5 minutes before another person actually came out. Priest entered to not much of a reaction, unfortunately. They gave Priest a chance to shine here, and he gave Rollins a razor's edge over the top rope into McIntyre. Rollins superkicked McIntyre and Priest. McIntyre gave Rollins a spine buster and a power bomb onto Priest's back. The crowd then yelled obscenities at Paul as McIntyre brought down both Rollins and Priest with a suplex out of the corner. A couple minutes later, Paul would finally come out of his pod. He had something on each of the guys and got a 2 off of it. He posed, but Priest hit him with a bell clap. The crowd then cheered as Paul's face was driven into the cage. The crowd was chanting, "Fuck you, Logan. Fuck you, Logan." And apparently, this was not censored on Peacock, but it was if you were watching on Netflix. Or at least they tried to censor it. Cena comes in next, which means Punk is last. The crowd went nuts when Cena got out of his pod, who delivered his usual offense. He planted Paul with an AA, but McIntyre flew into a Claymore kick on Cena. Before McIntyre could go for a cover, though, Priest would hit him with a crucifix and pin him 1, 2, 3. So McIntyre eliminated. He immediately gives Priest the Claymore before leaving, which leads to Priest being eliminated from Paul, who hit a frog splash off the top. And so there's my third teased WrestleMania match. McIntyre, Priest. So moving forward, this was great. So I want to say it was Logan Paul was talking shit to CM Punk from outside the pod while Punk was still in his pod. And so Paul then goes out onto the side of the pod and he's like taunting CM Punk. And then we get the countdown. 3, 2, 1. And then Punk's like, I'm coming. And they don't get his door open just quite as quick as he wants. And he goes, open my fucking door. You know I'm last. Or you know I'm next. Something like that. But he just goes, open my fucking door. You know I'm next. And that door opens and he, boom, goes right after Paul. I loved it. I loved it. Punk grabs him and repeatedly slammed Paul's head against the plexiglass. Punk then turned around and saw Cena standing tall in the ring. Cena couldn't help but smile. His old foe. Now, the one that he's about to face. Crowd's chanting, holy shit, as both men get in the ring and they go face to face. Before they could go at it, though, Rollins flew in and booted Punk. Rollins told Cena that Punk was his. He's mine. Leave him to me. And I think this was also when they embraced the handshake that they hugged, Cena and Punk. Cena and Rollins then traded right hands. Paul hit them with a double buckshot lariat, kind of. Tried to do one on Punk, but Punk countered it and slapped him across the face. Payback for Monday. Punk gave Paul a GTS and pinned him to eliminate him. So there's his payback from Paul eliminating him out of the Rumble. He eliminated him out of the Chamber. Cool, whatever. Final 3, Cena, Punk, Rollins. Rollins wound up the target. Cena and Punk teamed up against him. Give him a heart attack. Cena and Punk faced off again. Cena offered a handshake. So Punk, this is where it was. Cena offered a handshake. Punk hugged him. It seemed sincere and real because they backed off of each other before they struck each other. Cena got the better of it and hit Punk with his shoulder tackle. Punk hit a corner knee, but Cena grabbed him and slammed him. The two then traded counters until Punk went for a GTS, but Cena reversed it into an STF. Punk then reversed that into an Anaconda Vice. Cena reversed that into a Cradle for a 2. Punk then hit a neck breaker, and the crowd applauded this little sequence there. Punk then went to the top, but Rollins got to his feet, so he hit Rollins with an axe handle. Punk then went back to the top, but Cena caught his crossbody attempt and hit him with an AA for a near fall. Cena then went to the top, but Rollins powerbombed him off into the chains and drove him through the pod's plexiglass. Rollins gave Punk a pedigree for a 2. Punk blocked a Rollins superplex and hit a flying elbow drop. Rollins responded with a buckle bomb and a stomp for another near fall on Punk. Rollins then slipped out of an AA attempt and gave him Rollins slipped out of an AA attempt, but Punk gave him a GTS. Cena gave Rollins an AA, and Punk covered him to eliminate Seth Rollins. Cena and Punk, final 2. They face off, and the crowd's dueling chants, going crazy. Cena offered another handshake. Punk shook it, but hoisted him up and hit the GTS for a near fall. Cena followed this up with an AA for a near fall. We think Rollins is gone, but he's really not. Rollins, who had yet left, actually resurfaced. So Cena had hit Punk with the AA, got a near fall off of it. Punk was then trying to pull himself up with the ropes and kind of like slips for a second. And that's when Rollins comes in and boom, curb stomp right on the steel, right on the chain link floor, right? And so Cena sitting in the ring, Rollins is like, fuck you. And he finally leaves. And Cena's just like, oh shit, he's down. Go. Cena jumps, dives over, grabs Punk, pulls him into the middle of the ring, puts him in the STF, and he's ranking and raking and raking. And Punk's like trying to say something, and eventually you see Punk less and less saying something, less and less, and eventually he passes out. Referee's like, nope, it's over. Call it. John Cena wins. There's another setup match there. Seth Rollins, CM Punk. Now the big question, if it is a triple threat, how do you get Roman Reigns in there? Is it just for the simple fact of Punk wants Rollins because Rollins screwed him out of the chamber, and Roman wants Rollins because Rollins gave them curb stomps after the Rumble? So they both want Rollins. If you both want Rollins, you both get him at the same time. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, Seth did yell die. The match ends. Cena's posing. Fireworks aplenty going off. They tell us on commentary, John Cena will now move on to WrestleMania to face Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. Paul Heyman deal. How? Why? What? Is Punk gonna say, hey, Paul, put Roman in the match? That's my favor? I don't know. The whole favor thing is kind of weird. And I'm not even gonna try to predict it because it's too unpredictable. Like some may predict, like you saying, oh, the deal is going to lead to the triple threat. Probably. But if it is, that's kind of anticlimactic. Really do say so. Anyways, they raise up the chamber. Cena's still in the ring. And Cody's music hits. Boom, boom. Wrestling has more than one royal family. So, Cody comes out. Cody Rhodes got the belt and everything, and Cena's in the ring just waiting, looking down. Oh yeah, Cody, cool, whatever. And so Cody eventually does get in the ring, kind of embraces John, going, this is gonna be fun. And then we hear, and this is funny, we hear, if you smell what the Rock is cooking. Then my daughter walks in, right? And so I'm like, all right, Rock's coming out. Mute. Yes. Need. Okay, cool. About 45 seconds later, I look over and I go, that's not the Rock. Well, what the hell? What is the Rock wearing? That's not the Rock. That's not the... Unmute, and they go, Travis Scott's here. And I go, oh, no, never mind. I'm like, so lost for a good 30 seconds. Because I look away, or I hear the Rock's music. I look away just a moment, and I'm like, that's not the Rock. What, huh? I see, like, it says Travis Scott on the board, and then the Rock finally comes out. The Rock says, they're bringing that music back. The Rock says, bring back the Rock says music. Or the Hollywood music. The Hollywood one was really good, too. Where it's got, like, you hear the helicopter coming in. It's cooking. Like, the whisper is cooking. That was a dope theme song. I loved that one where you hear that. It's cooking. Boom, boom, boom. Like, I don't know. Yeah, no. Anyways, we can go on a whole thing about that. Which version of the Rock's theme song's the best? Like Austin too. Which version of Austin's theme song's the best? And like, I'm not the biggest theme song guy. I felt like theme songs meant more in the late 90s and early 2000s, but that's just a thing. Anyways, so Travis Scott, Rock, come down to the ring. And my first thought is, fuck is this Travis Scott guy out here? What the hell is he doing? And he's just in the corner. And Pat McAfee goes, Travis Scott over here, Cole, blazing up some sage. And I'm like, well, this guy's killing the vibe. But I guess I jumped the gun on that one. So anyways, Rock comes down and he goes, Cody, what's it going to be? I can give you everything you want. Movies and this and that and so forth. And also on the pre-show, Michael Cole did mention, I heard Cody Rhodes was in Hollywood this week, meeting with talent agents and big-time blockbuster movie producers, all on the invite of $7 Productions. Basically, Cody kind of went and felt what it would have been like if he would have chose The Rock. And I guess he didn't like it. So The Rock was just like, come with me. I'll give you everything. I don't just want your soul, though. God have mercy. I need your soul. Say yes. And if you say no, another dream dies again. And I'm just like, oh, that's perfect. Because if you know, on the weight belt, it's got the date of Dusty's death. June 15th or July 15th. June 15th. No, June 11th, 2015. And so Rock's like, come on, give me a hug and let's embrace. And Cody responds with, quote, I want it all. Rock, my soul no longer belongs to me. And you know why? Because I gave my soul to this ring and these people a long time ago. And John Cena is jumping up and down going, yeah, all right, you didn't do it. And the crowd's like, yeah. he goes, "Hey, Rock, go fuck yourself." And apparently they, again, censored it on Netflix, not on Peacock. Crowd's losing their ever-loving minds, and Cena's also jumping up and down, and you got goddamn Travis Scott still up in the other corner, just like lighting some sage. And so Rock's just standing there going, all pissed off, and Cena's like, "Yeah, Cody. Pulls him in, and then you look over at The Rock, and Rock's like, look back over, and Cena goes, The Rock's like, and John Cena backs up and boom, kicks Cody right in the nuts. Gonad shot. Or as Taz would say, right in the old yam bags. Crowd does not know what to think. I don't know what to think. I'm just like, oh my God. Cena then takes Rhodes' gold Rolex watch, puts it over his hand as if he's got brass knucks on, and boom, hits Cody with it. Then he jumps on Cody, who is now laying on the ground. Boom, boom, shot after shot after shot after shot. That's why I said stalking you. They didn't mute it on Peacock, but they did on Netflix. Shot after shot after shot. Cena is hammering away at Cody. Hit him with a mic, hit him with a belt. I mean, like John Cena's got the WWE Championship, and he's waiting for Cody to stand up, waiting for Cody to stand up. You see blood starting to come down from Cody's forehead, and boom, Cena hits him again. We then get a wide shot from the hard cam. Rock's over here. Travis Scott's over here. John's in the middle, holding up the belt. Rock walks over, wipes some of that blood from Cody's face, and wipes it on the weight belt. John Cena, Travis Scott, they're holding Cody down. Boom! Boom! Rock starts whooping him with the belt. Travis Scott even gets a slap in or two on Cody. And so, in the post-show press conference, Rock was asked, "Saw you out there with John Cena. We saw you out there with Travis Scott. Saw Travis Scott get a little physical. Could this lead to Travis getting in there and having a match?" And Rock just goes, "Yeah. I got a conversation with Travis earlier. And when he said he wanted to get some in on Cody, I told him, don't hold back." And he nailed Cody pretty good. Slapped him pretty hard in the face. So Cena's putting the boots to Rhodes' head as he posed with The Rock. Like I said, The Rock wiping the blood onto the weight belt. Crowd now booing John Cena. All three men get out of the ring. They pose on the ramp. Cena, Rock, and Scott pose together. Camera focuses on on a bloody Cody Rhodes in the ring. The show goes off the air. So yeah. Holy crap. Show goes off the air, and about 10 seconds later comes back on Peacock because we got, the post show. And Michael Cole gets in the ring, Wade Barrett gets in the ring, and eventually Pat jumps in the ring. They're all checking on Cody and make sure he's okay and everything. But yeah. Crazy, wild. Triple H then is the first to the press conference. He's usually the last, but he's the first to the press conference. And he's like, "I just want to say, if I sound like I'm out of breath, because I am. It's a pretty long walk, or should I say run from the other side of the building to get over here on time." And so, he's talking about, this was game-changing, transformative, something you never thought you'd ever see. Cena's now a heel, this, that, and so forth. And he's just talking about everything and how it's a game changer and all that. And doesn't really say much of note. But at one point he is asked, I'm going to pull up some of my other notes here because I did write a couple things down from the press conference. At one point, Triple H confirmed the Jade injury was real because he was asked about the Jade injury and the build up to tonight. He goes, it did feel a little weird and it was a little clunky. That's because we were unsure of what was going on with Jade. We were unsure week to week when we would get Jade back, if we would even get her back at all in time to do this and the payoff. So they were building this Jade thing up, not even knowing if Jade would be cleared and back and ready in time for WrestleMania. So her being injured in storyline was to cover a real legit injury. All the people that go, oh, she wasn't really injured. The reports are wrong. Nope. Triple H confirmed it here. Also, Triple H was asked, we got 2 nights of WrestleMania. We see more pay-per-views become 2 nights. And he said, first off, no. Well, no. First, he talked about another question. But basically, Triple H said, I ain't doing 2 nights every month. I ain't booking 2 nights of pay-per-views every single month. That's just not how it's going to work. He goes, and also, you shouldn't put every pay-per-view or premium live event in a stadium 2 nights every month. Because then where's the cool factor of that? Where's the basically said if every show goes 2 nights and every show is in a stadium, then where's the differentiating of shows? Everything's just going to feel and look the same. He said also, some of our better crowds, our best crowds, are in arenas. Some of our best shows are done in arenas. He's like, so, Elimination Chamber, it's always been a one-night event, not usually done in a stadium. And so we're not really looking at it as that every single year. If the opportunity arises, then we will. But it's not like we're planning on that every year. So it looks like Chamber will not be moving to a 2-night event in stadiums every year, like we're seeing with Royal Rumble, maybe, that's the rumor, SummerSlam, WrestleMania. He was also asked about, looks like maybe Cody and Cena can main event night 2 of WrestleMania, but what about night 1? Who's going to get that main event? And basically said, whoever earns it. He's like, I'm not here to say why this person or this person should be given the main event. You think that your storyline and your match is more important, then go out there and prove it and make your match and your storyline the most talked about, the most, want to see. He said, and I quote, Triple H was asked about what match will main event each night of WrestleMania. And he said, it all depends on what storylines get over more. He said, if a superstar really wants to main event, then go out there and get your match/story over more than the rest. So he's saying, I don't know who's going to main event either night right now. It's whatever matches and whatever storylines get over the best. So if you want to be in the main event, prove it and make the fans want to see you as the main event. Not just, oh, I won the Royal Rumble, I'm in the main event. No. Actually, yes, I do play guitar. I sing and play guitar. Triple H also says that he does not see other forms of sports entertainment as their competition, but he sees everything as their competition. He says sports, movies, other types of live entertainment, we're out there, surpass it all. To be number 1 in all forms of entertainment. Also, as far as the press conferences go, John Cena showed up. Sat down, grabbed the mic, pulled it off. Pretend this is the mic, right? This pen. Pulled it off. Thing. Goes. Mic drop. Stands up. Leaves. So, yeah, that was a thing. According to The Rock, Cena had no time for the press conference because he had to go fly to Africa to go finish this Matchbox movie. And then speaking of The Rock, Rock actually spoke at the press conference as well. I got a couple tidbits there. The Rock says, so Rock was asked by, I want to say it was Sam Roberts. Like back at, in October, we saw you do the slash of the throat. Did that tonight to signal to Cena to attack Cody. Can we assume this has all been a thing all along? And Rock goes on to go, everything is done on purpose. Everything is playing the long game. Everything is done for a reason. He said when people said him showing up at Bad Blood was for nothing and it meant nothing, oh, we proved tonight that it meant something. And we saw that tonight. Like, no. I get what you're trying to do and try to make it all make sense. But no. Come on, Dwayne. Ain't that dumb. Then some dude, literally Byron goes, one more question. Well, he said it like 3 times. And eventually he's like, no, Rock, I'm really, one more question. And Rock's like, okay, fine. Give me somebody. You over there. And some guy's like, so Rock, we had a great night here tonight. What's your Waffle House order? And Rock's like, oh, 2 egg whites and this, that, and so forth. Well, we can't end on that goddamn question. You got to give me another one, Byron. You got to give me another one. Like, even The Rock knew that was a goddamn stupid ass joke question. Like, really? You're gonna come here? You got the freaking Rock. Ask him anything you want. You ask him, well, what's your Waffle House order? Fucking, they're letting just anybody into these goddamn press conferences now. Like, Jesus. When The Rock goes, we can't end on that one. You gotta give me another. You know it was a bad question. You know it was a bad joke of a question. But with all of that, I was Elimination Chamber. I thought it was a hell of a show other than that woman's tag match. Everything else was great. Great. Also, oh yeah, we already talked about that. Setting up Punk and Rollins. So we 2 matches we know for sure now ish for Mania. Bianca's challenging for the women's world title. Whether that's Io or Rhea, we'll find out Monday. Or both. And then we also know John Cena, Cody Rhodes. But we also got teased Bianca Naomi. I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. Bianca Naomi. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. Whatever they're doing, Seth Rollins, Punk, maybe Roman. And then Drew and Priest. Those are 4 more on top of the 2 already announced. So that's 4, 6. We got 8 matches that we can hypothesize about right now for WrestleMania. So, very cool. This guy's getting banned in the live chat really fast. Not just timed out, but you're getting banned, mother sucker. But with all of that, very great show. You know what I thought. Let's get this poll going here. Get this poll going on Twitch really fast. New poll. What did you think of Chamber? Was all right. I didn't. The poll is now live on Twitch. Let's go check the other polls. We've got Facebook. We've got the community poll. We've got Threads. Threads poll not go? Where's the thread? Oh, there it is. I just posted a lot after the Threads poll. And we've got the Twitter poll. So as far as the Threads poll does go, 89% liked the show. 7% thought it was just all right. And 4% didn't like it. Greetings back at you from Peru, VD. I always love seeing fans from like all over the world. If you saw our demographics and stuff from like who watches from what countries on YouTube, I'm always like, you watch it from what? Holy crud. Oh, very international, Elite. I mean, give me 2 seconds and I could tell you some stuff. This is kind of fun. We'll let more people vote on Twitch really fast. As far as the Twitter poll, 87% liked the show, 9% thought it was just all right, and 2% didn't like it. Looking at the Facebook poll, I liked it, a heavy favorite. It was all right, and nobody voted didn't. As far as like what countries watch our videos, pretty shocked. I'll tell you right now. 69% of all our audience comes from the United States, 5% Canada. Pull this up. 5% Canada, 5% United Kingdom, 3% India, 2% Australia, 2% Philippines, and then the rest are like 0.9% lower. South Africa, Germany, Mexico, Malaysia, Ireland, New Zealand, Puerto Rico, Pakistan, Indonesia, Singapore, Trinidad, Bangladesh, Saudi Arabia. So yeah, people watching from all over the globe. Or as the community poll does go, 93% liked the show, 5% thought it was just all right, and 3% didn't like it. Some of the comments here, fucking loved it. The best PLE, WWE PLE in decades. I don't know if I'd go that far, but it was pretty good. First says amazing. There needs to be a tier higher than I liked it for moments like this. I almost thought about it. I almost put it on I loved it because it was a pay-per-view and I had a great finish. Versus totally didn't expect the Cena turn. person knew it was going to happen at the very last second, but no, you fucking didn't. You may have had an inkling or a thought of, oh, Cena could turn. People thought that. I even thought that because like I said earlier, I had been hypothesizing last week. If Cody tells Rock no, then the winner of the Chamber, that's most likely Cena, could align with The Rock. But I wasn't. No. When Cena was in there jumping up and down, happy that he said no, I'm like, oh, okay. Now what? Travis Scott? Oh, speaking of Travis Scott, The Rock said that met up with Travis Scott in the building earlier. Instantly got a contact high and was high for hours. He's like, I need more of that. Bring some Terramana and a Travis Scott high. That's the second Samoan to say they got high off of the contact high off of Travis Scott. And looking over at the Twitch poll, everybody that voted liked the show. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, we'll be back live on Monday for Monday Night Raw. So have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.